Well, here we are again at the PAS collection.
We dug one more out.
One more. I think there's going to be a lot of one mores. You might want to subscribe. This car is very unique in that it is a convertible and it's an 86, right,
Correct.
Mark?
It's 86 number 90, and it's what everybody likes to call a four-eye car.
Yep.
Very rare as far as Saleen goes. They made 11 convertibles in 1986.
Wow.
And only 8 are accounted for.
That's very low numbers for 86. I want to say, what does 285 convertibles?
If
right?
I remember correctly, I believe it's 285 convertibles.
That's something.
Well,
that's
Steve,
what I remember. But
we were told Steve didn't really want to build convertibles because performance cars aren't generally convertibles.
Right.
But there was a market for it, and when you're in business, if people want to buy it, you need to make it.
Yeah, if you make money,
Yep.
do it, right? But it's a very unique car. The 86 ground effects are a little different than the
Right.
85s, and there are, we mentioned in some videos, 86s that came with the early 86s. There's potential to have 85 ground effects on it, but this does not have that. This has 86 ground effects all the way around.
The other thing that's pretty unique about these cars is they, for some reason, they never came with the wings. But all the individuals that own these cars, except for I think one car that I know of now, added the wing to the back of it.
Really? Mm-hmm. Now that's all right. That's cool. Now, do you know if they made this? Is this the same wing that was on the hatchback? Just put on this at that time?
You know, I'm not really sure about that. It definitely fits. So I would assume that it's the same wing, but we could run a tape on it and see.
Well, I'll say this: if you have working knowledge of it, feel free to comment below on that. But I know with that later years, the coupe and convertible wing was different than the hatchback.
Correct. The angle of that's a little different because I went to set my cup of coffee on it and I almost slid it off. So, by the way, those of you that you have no idea, but in this warehouse, it is heated and air conditioned, but we keep the temperature down, and it's about 55 degrees in here. So if you see a little bit of steam out of our breath, that's what it's from. We've been drinking coffee all day.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay awake from all this.
But it's a really unique car. The 86 cars had their own specific ground effects, their own specific rear valence. Mm-hmm. This car is really, really strange because I call it the candy cane edition because it's got the red dash, it has the red center console, and if I remember correctly, it has red carpet.
Yep.
And white seats. So
well, it's factory leather, is it not?
It is factory leather.
Yeah. That's even of itself, it's probably a rare option. I don't know if there was a whole lot of factory leather cars in 85, 86.
And what was it?
Oh.
It's a GT.
Yep.
So this car was actually built on a GT chassis.
It being a GT, it would typically have a hood stripe.
It'd have the big decal right here that's obviously been removed.
Yeah, either removed or ordered without it. I don't know if that's something you could delete from Ford, but that is a unique mark. And not mark, but a unique mark of the car, that GTs would typically have the big hood stripe.
There are a few 85s that were built on the GT chassis that did have the sticker.
Okay.
So I've seen a few of them that are like that. I have the build sheets for all these cars. I'd have to go and pull the build sheet in this and see if it said remove GT sticker.
Yeah, I guess I bring the conversation up because I know that one of the 384s was built on a GT chassis, and at that time it was a big black stripe on the hood, and there was a little silhouette sticker that went on top of that.
Right,
and
you
Steve
could just
removed
peel that sticker off.
Yeah, removed that, so it didn't look like a GT. I know Steve really wanted to make sure that it looked like a Saleen Mustang, not a Mustang GT or a Ford Mustang. He wanted it to be a Saleen Mustang. So that's probably why that was not on there or removed, because that silhouette was actually cut out of the decal.
Correct.
So
it was part of the whole big decal.
Yeah. So that's different. And I know we need to double check on the wing.
Well, these cars, like I said before, did not come with the rear wings on them.
Right.
And I think it had to do with the fact of trying to figure out how to mount the third brake light on it.
Oh yeah.
Because that was new in 1986.
Yeah. Yep.
And every one of them that I've seen, except for one that belongs to one of our clients / friends, a red car does not have the wing on it.
Okay.
And if you look at the angle of that wing, I'm 99% sure that is the same wing. They didn't have a different wing. They had one wing.
Yeah.
So it has to be the same wing.
It definitely has a higher pitch to it than a hatchback, but it sure looks the same. So
definitely.
But it's just one of those.
Again,
they may have
what do we always say?
Consistently inconsistent.
Exactly.
So that's it. And it's possible they modified it a little bit to fit this, cut something off or shaved it. Who knows? But like you said, it was delivered to the owner without it?
Correct.
Okay.
And some of them, if I remember correctly, got wings with them. They just weren't installed.
Okay. It's kind of like stripe kits. Some of them were shipped in the trunk.
Some of them were supposedly shipped in the trunk. You're exactly right.
Yeah, cool. It's awesome. The wheels, 16-inch wheels, those are more standard in 86 than 85,
and that's a Riken wheel, and you can tell the Riken wheels because the pattern goes all the way in. The Yankees and American Racings are smooth in the center.
Oh, okay.
They all take the same center caps. All the 16-inch four-lug wheels do. But I like the look of the Riken. It looks more like the Epsilon wheel of its day, and it looks like a more expensive quality wheel.
Yeah, the Epsilon makes me remind me. There were a couple of customers early on that actually had those wheels. They provided those to Saleen to have on their cars.
Definitely.
So it's possible you see an Epsilon wheel on it, and that car
just got to documentation and look at the build sheet.
Absolutely.
But these cars are really neat. Saleen didn't do any performance modifications. The exhaust, like most of the Fox cars, is all stock. You know, the standard 200 horsepower motor.
Yep.
You know, 5-speed. I believe this car was ordered with a 308 rear end. It's just a fun car to drive around.
It's great. The big thing for Saleen at the time was adding the handling characteristics, because I've had an 85. The stock suspension, even the TRX, it's very mushy. Turn in is very slow, as with most cars in the early 80s, mid 80s. But this car really was a performer in the fact that it was a lot of fun on the mountain roads. And it's not too jarring. The cars themselves were actually very comfortable for a long distance, especially with leather. But, you know, Momo steering wheel, that became standard in that, late 85, 86?
Midway through 85, they had a Wolf or a Formula steering wheel. It's a four-spoke.
Four-spoke,
and right when they started changing the ground effects over is when they went with the Momo steering wheel.
All right,
I'm not sure the exact cutoff production-wise. I could probably find it in the records.
And this one it looks like it has a Kenwood in it. Yep, a Kenwood radio, which had been optioned in 86.
It's a very low mileage car. I don't remember the exact miles that are on it.
Let's
but
see.
I want to say it's in the 20s.
Right, 22,000.
Yep.
So again, mostly original paint that you know of?
I believe it's had a little bit of touch up here and there. I haven't put a paint meter on this one.
It wouldn't be surprised. I mean, most of the cars at this age that have been driven, especially 22,000 miles, it may have some touch up. But you could say that it's mostly original, if not all original. It sure looks it, but
it was buried deep. It took us a little while to dig this one out. So.
Yeah. Well, it is coming out of the cold winter months, so
yes,
it's not necessarily drop top weather. But
yeah, we're not gonna be out rolling in this thing tonight.
No. But the drivetrain, as you said, it's all factory Ford. Really didn't touch much of that in the early years at Saleen unless it was a race car.
Correct.
So that's what, you know, the unique part of this is it being a convertible.
Yep.
That's what's awesome about it. It's great. And the 16-inch wheels, that's a big thing in 86.
It really looked like a totally different car with 16-inch wheels back then.
Yeah, it really did. It really did.
And I love the white. It's real pain to keep those clean, but now they've got the cool brushes that go in there and keep them clean. But
oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Love it. Leather car, white top, and your candy cane interior, as you said.
Yes.
I'm gonna steal that. Can I steal that?
You can steal that.
It's not trademarked. Do I owe you anything?
It's not. It might be in a couple minutes though, but
oh,
no.
Dang. Okay. Well, then I'll quit using it in a couple of minutes. So.
But we appreciate you coming out and taking a look, and there's lots and lots more cars to see. We'll see what more we can get done in the next little bit.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you guys for watching. You all, everybody, not guys, gals, everybody.
Mark, thanks so much for having us here at the bunker, as you call it. Really appreciate you letting us be a part of this. How can people find you?
Probably the easiest is through Facebook. I do monitor that a little bit quicker than the website. We also have a website at performanceautosport.com. But feel free to reach out. Try to return messages as quickly as possible. But as you can imagine, after doing these videos, we're getting a few.
Yeah.
Definitely. But we're happy to help. If you need any help with consultation with a collection you have, 1 or 2 cars you have, help with an insurance company, we're there. We also offer appraisals, and we're always looking to buy cars. So if you have anything that's for sale that you think might be looking good on one of these racks in here, feel free to reach out.
Thanks so much for having us here, man. Reach out to Mark. Be sure to go to puristmotorsports.com. There's some content there. We're trying to get a lot more there. That's why we're working with Mark. We want to bring information to you all of stories. There's a couple of stories of cars that have been rescued. One in particular is a Saleen. The other one is a full-on, dead-on, accurate clone. You got to check it out. So go to puristmotorsports.com and make sure you subscribe.
Also, if you want us to come out and look at your collection or help, reach out to Bob, because we're more than happy to come out and feature your collection or your group of cars.
Yeah, it'd be fun. That would be a great time. Thanks, Mark. As always, whether you're driving them or restoring them, always enjoy them. Peace.